Testing 1, 2, 3. You're live. Yay! Boy, you're gonna fill in a lot of stuff to go live. Hopefully you can hear me. This is Pepsi Can. I'm not getting paid any promotion for this, so I just want to sip that a little bit off and on because my mouth and throat go dry all the time. So let's see what we're going to talk about today. We have a lot of things to talk about. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up if you see me, and that'll be good. Hopefully you say something. Hello everybody, let's do that. This is new to me, so I've Enquiry News has been my dream for many years, and then I got sick, and I'm still sick, and dying, that kind of thing. So I'm not dead yet. And I thought, well, I might as well just do some of the news that I can do for Enquiry News, and hopefully the fan in the back doesn't make it so loud you can't hear me. I'm gonna move this a little bit over here to see if that, and then I'll get some stuff on the walls here, so it'll be a little bit more um, less noisy. I'll get that too going on eventually. What we do here is we talk about anything, and so if there's a topic you want to talk about, let me know. And there's a little bigger. There we go. See that? Let's see if I can hear anything through my headphones. I don't think I can. There's a mic. Oh, kill it or have it on there. I don't know what this does. Still, there's like a bunch of little green buttons down here by the mic, and not sure what they do. Clicking on them, they don't do anything. I was hoping they would make the mic louder for you. It's not loud enough already. Keep a little closer. I found out that I when I speak, I mumble, and I didn't realize how bad it was until I did a video of myself, the test 1, 2, 3, which is on here, and then that was bad. 7:07 in Utah. Yeah, p.m. So let me get in here and we'll start talking about some stuff. I'm using my phone as a backup for what's going on. And first thing popped up from CNN News is school district tightens mask policy due to chiropractor. Florida district updated who it will accept exemption forms from after hundreds were signed by a local chiropractor. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Let's dig down here in the news a little bit. And it's a school district in a certain county, Florida, was triggered by its mask policy after a chiropractor signed hundreds of medical exemption forms that allowed students to opt out of wearing masks. Ain't that something? And so that's interesting. It probably pissed off a lot of those no-gooders in the school districts, the ones with the big nose, look around, there's a lot of no-good doers that are in the school districts these days. And I see them, here and there. How many there are depends on the school district. How many there are depends on the school district. How many go doers, they have a long nose and they're ugly and they want to control everything, tell you what to do, and so I see people like that a lot. Because they just letting you do what you got to do to go to school, get home, and be done with whatever. They seem to worry if you're tired. The bell's ringing, you're right at the door. This has happened to me. I'm right at the door. I grab the door. I pull the door open. The bell stops, of course, during that pulling of the door. And I'm now tardy. And like, dude, I'm right here by the door. The door's open. All you can do is take 1 foot or 2 feet steps. I'm in the door, and inside the classroom. So, and that no gooder person will come up, and now you're tardy or something, you know, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Then you got to go to the principal's office because you were tardy, supposedly. Then you have to explain to the principal that you had the door open. All you had to do is take 2 feet in, and she grabbed you. It's normally a she. Sometimes it's a guy, sometimes it's a guy. Most times it's a power hungry she, and that's why I say she should not be rulers. Maybe if we're at home, it's fine. Not in public. That's sometimes how I feel. What do you think? Well, I had a couple of people chime in there and then chimed out. So, what do you think? Nobody wants to put anything in my chat. That's sad news. So, the official said school board had voted in August to implement a 90-day mandatory mask policy for students, employees, visitors, and vendors. That's another thing about my teeth. I had them all pulled out a while ago, and I got some fake teeth, dentures, but I can't get them to stay in my mouth. They keep falling out. So I just pulled them out, and I haven't put them back in for a while. I need to go back to the dentist, I guess, and say, hey, these aren't sticking in there. I used a lot of glue, a lot of paste glue, different kinds of things. I can't get them to stick for nothing. They'll stick for a few minutes, and then they come out. I don't even do anything. I don't even talk or nothing. I go, oh, that looks good. Boom, and then they come out. And I'm mad as hell. I can't chew anything with them or talk with them or anything like that. All I do is look and go, wow, I got some new teeth. And then they fall out. The bottom ones come up too. That I glue them to the bottom of my mouth, and they just pop out. They just pop up and out. It's just unbelievable. They won't stay down in there. And dry and smooth batty is complaining. Batty is complaining. And so I probably need to go back to the dentist and get that. Eventually, Enquiry News here will be, we'll have a phone line, that 1-800 number line, hopefully, in the future, to where you can just call in and when I'm live, I won't do it when I'm live, of course, and then I'll put up a number somewhere, and you can call that number and be live right on air, right here live with me, and we can talk about stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I haven't done that yet. I'm working on it. Maybe a while, might be not a while. I don't know. We'll have to see how soon that is. I'm looking into it, but I figured if I can get a few people can watch me, get a few people watching me, get something under my belt going. That'll be good. What else is in the news? That was kind of boring. Mask policies annoying me to death. So let's see what else we got here. Americans need boosters yet? Well, I wanted to get my booster, and right from the source, from the county, and they took my card and they looked at it and they said, "Oh, you can't have a booster until December." So I have to wait all the way until December to get my booster shot. So if you want to get a booster, at least the latest word is that I got wasn't too long ago, saying that you can't get it until you have a certain amount of months pass before, if you get your 1, 2 shots, then you have to let so many months pass, then you get your booster. So in spite of age, so you might, take your card in with you and show them, and then they can tell you how many months you got to go wait to get your booster. Maybe that's changed now. I don't know. If it is, let me know. You can put it here in the comments, especially if this is over and you're listening to it not live. Then you can put it in the comments for other people. In there if you find out some new information that's good. Hey, we're always good for good information. Bad information, we're not happy about that. So don't be putting bad information in there. It'll make everybody upset. And excuse me. Periodically I'll be drinking that. So I know I didn't get paid by Pepsi to drink that. That'd be nice if they did. They could send me a check. Wouldn't that be nice? I don't know what I'd do if they, in fact, don't send me any money. Just send me free Pepsi, not cherry Pepsi, just Pepsi in a can, or if you're going to send bottles of Pepsi to me from Oregon, send me some of that. Free, just ship it in and I'll drink it. I love Pepsi, so I'm a Pepsi holic. And I don't know if you're a Pepsi holic, let me know in the comments below. And let's see here, we got vaccine advocates, six vaccinated family members to COVID for 3 weeks. Loses 60 vaccinated. Oh, that's what that is. Yeah. After months of knocking on doors in neighborhoods of Palm Beach County, Florida, trying to vaccinate, Lisa Wilson said she lost 6 members of her family to COVID-19. Oh my gosh, that would be so horrible. And 3 weeks then, I work side by side with communities and constantly push the message to get people vaccinated, Wilson explained. But I couldn't convince my family members to get vaccinated. No, I did. Boy, what a testimony that is. And in Putin, I was reading the other day about Putin. Did you guys hear about that? That some of Putin's friends or whatever, I don't know, maybe his immediate ministers that work with him, they got COVID. And so Putin is like in hibernation to some extent. And doing the distancing, staying away from people and hibernating, probably wearing his mask all the time. And he got exposed to it before the guy got told, "Hey, you got COVID." And then that's another thing I was reading too. Just tell me about what you think about that. They were Russia has made its own vaccine up. I think it's called B or something like that. And so would you take the Russian version of the COVID vaccine versus the American version? Mm-hmm. Which would you take? Now get this: Germany has allowed some of the Russian V in to Germany. So they paid Russia for that, their vaccine. Which is better? What do you think? Russian bean or American Pfizer or Moderna or whatever? Frankly, I wouldn't get that. I wouldn't get, I wouldn't get that shot from Russia if you paid me to do it. That's the shot I wouldn't get personally. You know, I don't think they have the wits about them about that. I just don't believe it. They'd probably send you some salt water or something in there. I don't know, maybe some radiocontaminant in there. Oh, I don't know. That's scary. You know, Russia with all the practicing all its bombings and practicing all its stuff. And then here's a lady, again, a lady who's in charge of government, allows their enemy, Russia's not their friend, their enemy, to send them a vaccine, which they could put anything in it. They could put a time, they could put a vaccine in there that has a time limit of, a certain amount of time that springs out and kills everybody. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, but it might be some kind of conspiracy theory, but I wouldn't trust my enemy to solve my issues. That I can't make the vaccine myself, but I certainly wouldn't go to my enemy and say, "Hey, man, give me some of that cool shit you got to." I wouldn't go to my enemy. I'd go to something that the United States has cured a lot of diseases like polio and other things. I would not even risk it for a second to go to my enemy and have them make something for me. That's crazy, but that's the world we live in today. And that lady, Merkel, she's nuts. She's nuts. In my opinion, my view, she is nuts. And I wouldn't trust her with anything. She can move to Russia and get a new chancellor. I wouldn't trust her with a 10-foot pole. And not even a 3-foot pole, not even a Pepsi. And I wouldn't trust her at all. All right, let's see what else going on here. Well, this also what happened today too is the United States going to give or build submarines, submarines to Australia, and Italy's all mad about it. I think it's Italy's all mad about it, and Italy's mad about it. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, they I guess sell submarines to them, and had a big huge plan to sell them lots of submarines. And then we come along and say, hey, we'll give you a nuclear sub. And they go, oh, yeah, we'll take that. And then one of our own, French, it was the French because the French helped us out. That's right. And the French guy, it wasn't Italy, it was from France. France got all pissed off about it. And France got mad because they were supplying the submarines to Australia. They had to deal with them to sell them these submarines, and we come along and said, okay, we'll get them nuclear powered and we sell them to you. And so Biden signed a contract for these nuclear submarines, which undercut the French, who are our friends, and they're all pissed off now. I would go to the French and say, hey, okay, tell you what, let's make a deal. You could, you do you do so many nuclear subs to them, and we'll do so many nuclear subs to them. And how about that? Some kind of deal, and give the French a few something, or pay them some money. Say, I tell you what, we got enough profit. And each one we sell, we'll give you a few bucks. You know, you know, for it. That'd be better. I think that'd be better. So than building some, and then give them a few bucks, and then maybe buy some French stuff or something. Buy buy some stuff from them, to make them happy a little bit about some orders that we could do because there's stuff that they make that's really pretty good, and so we could buy something from them. I don't know, they can buy somewhere, in Afghanistan or somewhere. You know, I'm sure we could buy something to help out their income a little bit, and we don't need to destroy their livelihood completely. You know, I think so. That's where you come into working with everybody as nations, and here we're screwing the French over. They're pancake. I'm taking those off because I can't hear a dang thing in them. I would think I could hear feedback or something when you're talking, but for some reason it's not doing it, and I don't know why. I have to probably figure that out. Let's see if that does anything. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. Nope. Doesn't change. Oh, smartphone is down. I don't know. Okay. Oh, yeah. Weird. I don't know why this is not. I don't know why that's not back in. I have to figure it out somehow. I got to work on the earphones. I don't know why it's not working through there. I hope this mic is working. And that's the thing. Let me see. I've got an idea. I thought about this doing this the other day. It's getting online. Okay, he said I got a doctor's appointment coming up. Let's clear all that. Let's find my YouTube. That's one thing about these phones. You move something around and notice you can't find it again if you have too many. I got a lot of programs on here, so it's just like, I move something and I have a panic attack. And I can't find it again. Come on, where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, so right here. Yeah, it's still got 0 people looking at me. That's kind of sad. But then I get something out of it. Keep trying. Okay, let's see here. YouTube. And we want to go to Enquiry News. Yeah, this one here has no subscribers to it. And this one says live. Okay, I see myself. Check, 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 check. And I do not hear. Check 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Take these off. Oh, I can hear myself. Sweet. There's a little bit of lag in it, but it's not bad. All right. I guess I can't even pay me back. We'll see if that makes it better. Trying to figure out what that noise is. Probably two microphones bumping into each other. Well, at least I know that I'm talking and you can hear me, so that's a good thing. So I wanted to check that out. I thought it'd be kind of cool to check out my own live feed and see what it's doing. Unfortunately, I think I'm too close to this microphone, and the microphone of my phone is interfering with the microphone that I'm talking on. So that, I think that's what's going on there. So, anyways, let's see what else we got flying here. Hello, everybody. There's nobody there. Just me, myself, and I. Well, that's sad news, I guess. Critical, custom. Figured I have always one person the thing. Anyway, we'll practice anyway. We'll do this for practice. We need to practice anyway. This is so my spit doesn't hit my mic, you know. That's what this does. But okay, let's see what else we got flying. I'm gonna go here to smart news, I think. Where's my smart news? I'm looking for it now. Sorry about this being patient. I hate that when you try to find something on your phone and then for some reason you need to find it, you can't find it, and when you don't want to find it, you find it. Isn't that kind of weird? Cool. Where are you? Oh, you're on here somewhere. Oh, there. No, what is that news? Here it is. I found it. Yay! Clap. Yay. So, yeah, another thing happened today that was really interesting happened is the U.S. grand jury indicts lawyer who represented Clinton campaign. That's interesting. For lying to the FBI. The best thing to do in any situation, law enforcement or FBI, is you give them your social security number and repeat it over and over again and tell them, here's my social security number, blah, 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 blah. You give them your identification, of course, your driver's license, whatever, hand it to them. They'll say anything, here it is. And then after that, you just give them your social security number. My social security number is blah, 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 and I request an attorney. That's all you say. If they say, oh, you're skirting law enforcement or whatever, say, I want my attorney present during questioning. My social security number is, and you just keep saying that over and over and over and over. And even if you're guilty or not guilty, you do that. To save your rights. And by doing that, if you are whoever, then they have to have a lawyer present. You should always have a representative present to you. I think Constitution requires that to be, and I think sometimes law enforcement get a little excited and pressure people into telling things before your attorney gets in there, and who knows what can happen. Then you can admit to things that you didn't do, and admit to things that try to break you down or whatever. So I think the best thing for anybody, in my opinion, is to always have. I don't care if you're a lawyer. I don't care if you're the best lawyer in the world. You should always have an attorney for you there to represent you. And this guy here didn't do that, I don't think. And so the attorney who represented Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign was indicted on Thursday for lying to the FBI as part of a special counsel John Durham's ongoing probe into the origins of the FBI probe between Russia and former President Donald Trump's campaign. Interesting. Wow, this could be pretty serious. So I would, yeah, you always, because why I say that? There's because anything you say could be construed into something else. And there's just some people out there that will construe something you said into something else, and then if you're guilty or made you look like you're lying or whatever, they can say, "Oh, that was a lie because you did this or you said that," and so that's why you have your attorney present to stop that kind of activity. And that's why you have an attorney present, and then you can sue the attorney if they don't do their job. And so whenever you're in one of those meetings, you just that's what you do. And even if it's your cordial visit, just any visit at all, you just say, "Oh, you want to come and talk to me? Well, I have to have my lawyer with me." My Social Security is. Yeah, they get kind of pissed off about that. But I think that's the best way for anybody. So that's just my advice. You don't have to do my advice. My advice is free. Doesn't cost anything, and I'm not an attorney, and so that's just something I think should be honest, truthful. I think they should take you if they're going to really question you. They should take you in and they get you an attorney without even asking you personally. And then when the attorney's appointed, you go for a judge, attorney's appointed to you, and you sit down and you tell the attorney everything, whatever it is you have to tell, good or bad, yes I did, yeah, blah, 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 or no, I didn't, blah, blah, blah. And then the attorney from there builds a case, looks at all the evidence and all that kind of stuff. And that I mean it should just be that way, period. And I think that way will stop or help stop, hopefully, putting the wrongful people in jail. Because I do hear a lot of people get put in jail wrongfully for many years, and it's just not right. I'd rather stop putting, innocent people in jail. And they keep talking about that they're not, but I keep seeing people coming out of jail, 20 years later saying they never did it and DNA proved it. So you're like, okay, look at that one right there, that ain't right. Oh, let me get some more light in here. So I'm going to take a little break and turn this light on. There we go. I kept looking at the screen going, man, this thing is getting grainier and grainier because the sun was going down and all, so it's making the picture worse and worse and worse. And I'm just not, I can't see myself very much. It's so it was because the sun was going down and it had a light on. So I thought I'd turn it on. Oh, let's get back to work. So let's see. So you take my advice for what it's worth. I'm not an attorney. I don't do legal counsel. I'm not an investor or anything like that. It's just Mark Wilkins' opinion, and you can do what you want to do. Yeah, holy, you guys, one person watching. Sorry, I got to take a quick sip of Pepsi, and Pepsi did not pay a commercial for me. Yeah, what we talk about here in Corey News is we talk about different kinds of topic on the news. 2 seconds I lost. I didn't even finish the talk, tell them anything. Yeah, I never do that. I never do that. To join a thing and then just blurt it out real quick. I don't think I do that ever. I do it after a while, if you don't start killing some cows somewhere along the line, then I go, okay, this is too boring. Bye. But but I give them a chance to, and it sounds kind of fun, and I kind of hang in there. So let's see what else we got here. Mm, mm. 24 states threaten legal action over Biden's vaccine mandate. Oh, that's interesting. 24 bites the Hill, by the Hill through Smart News. 24 states threaten legal action over Biden's vaccine mandate, what I just said. And 24 cases threatened to sue Biden administration on Thursday over the president's new rule to require employers with more than 100 employees to mandate vaccinations and frequently test for their workers. A group of Republicans state attorney general sent a letter to President Biden vowing to take legal action if he did not reverse course, arguing that the mandate would be illegal and unlikely to be successful as a public health measure. And so that's where that came from. Vaccines have helped protect millions of Americans, and there are surely others who could benefit from obtaining this treatment. The letter reads. Okay, so that's kind of there. Let me know what you think about that if you get anything going there. Mm-hmm. Oh, and here we go. Biden's approval drops the lowest in the presidency. That's what they say. U.S. President Joe Biden delivers remarks on the economy during a speech in the East Room of the White House in Washington. U.S. September 16th, 2021. And New York, this is done by Reuters, I guess. So Reuters gets the credit for it. And Smart News is displaying it. So they both get credit for it. And the national poll, September 15th, 16th, found that 44% of Americans approve of Biden's performance office, while 50% disapprove, and the rest were not sure. So that's pretty bad. So Biden's popularity has been declining since mid-August as the U.S. backed out and government collapsed and as COVID-19 related deaths surged across the country. While most Americans support the kind of vaccine and mask requirements that Biden has ordered recently to slow the spread of the Delta variant, some Republicans have criticized what they consider to be an overreaching by the White House. So I guess what do you think about that? Should we mandate everybody get a vaccine? Boy, that's a tough one for me too because I don't think we should mandate it. But then again, on the other hand, if we don't, many more people will die, and many more people will get sick from this epidemic. And so I don't know. I like to save lives, and so I'm torn apart. I'm like, part of me is like, man, we got to get these people saved, and then another part of me is saying, yeah, but it's their right if they don't want to take it. And so you get torn apart there, and you see a little kid die or something like that, or an adult or whatever that did get a vaccine, and then you're torn apart. You want to help people so bad, and wish that those people that did get the vaccine would that you could give the vaccine to everybody and could give the vaccine to those people that were harmed. It's just mind-boggling. This is mind-boggling. I can't believe anybody wouldn't get the vaccine. I got it, and I encourage everybody to get it. So that's my opinion there. Whether that's worth anything, who knows? Probably not. Huh? Okay, so next let's see what else we got here. Biden approval drops lowest level, right? Body cam video shows tense aftermath of van life couples before her disappearance. Oh yeah, this is this girl. This is really wild. sure pretty old girl. And body cam shows tense aftermath of van life's couple's flight for her disappearance. Oh my God! Oh, she's crying from here. Okay, whatever. Utah police on Thursday released a body cam footage taken during the aftermath of a physical altercation between Van Lefter and her fiance about 2 weeks before he inexplicably returned to Florida from a month-long road trip without her. Brian, 23, was named by authorities this week as a person of interest in bizarre disappearance. The two embarked on a cross-country trek in early July, leaving from North Port, Florida, home they shared with the parents, and slowly making their way to several national parks out west. I think it's the girl's mother said she last spoke to her daughter on August 25th, and while the daughter and boyfriend were visiting Grand National Teton Park. That's a great park, by the way. Grand National Teton Park. I climbed that mountain, believe it or not. I got to climb the National Tetons. So a portion of the Grand Teton National Park, there's an area there. I climbed it. Boy, that was scary. I killed myself. So if you ever want to do climbing, if you want to climb a good mountain, that's a great place to go climbing the mountain. In Wyoming after traveling through Utah. So they came through Utah too, huh? Okay. On September 1st, the boyfriend returned to Florida alone. So where's the chick? Parents reported her missing 10 days later. The boyfriend has so far refused to speak to investigators, and his lawyer says he plans to stay silent. Oh, yeah, boy, that's kind of wild. They still could prosecute him without a body. You know, he's the last one to see her and everything. So he's gonna body cam footage and it's a video. No kidding. Let's see what that shows. Skip ad. Come on. Skip ad. Look, it shows him in the truck driving somewhere. His gloves on. Scary. Red gloves, red and white gloves. It's a shimmy. Pretty nice truck. She's doing something with her hand. I can only see her hand, the thumb down.
Driver is showing some obscure driving, possibly intoxicated.
Those are cop video.
Currently doing 45 miles an hour. Zone through here is 25. Oh! Subjects the curb. Correction speed limit is 15. I'm about 3/4 of a mile into the arc, just before the gate. You want to place your vehicle in the park and go ahead and turn it off? No, park? Oh, it isn't parking. Okay, turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dashboard. All right. What's your guys' names? Gabby, Brian. Okay. What's going on with my crying?
I was crying. We just didn't fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
It was a long day. We were camping yesterday, and camping got flies and stuff. I'm sorry I hit the bump there.
I was distracting him from driving. I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle, for me?
Yeah.
Just hang tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your head?
I'm so
Thank
sorry.
you. Oh no, you're fine. I'm gonna go ahead and close your door. Okay. I'm just going over here.
Wow, you take her out of the car and take the keys to the, it's like a van kind of thing, a shitty van. Big van. And he's talking to her.
Some days I have really bad OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the oven before, and I was apologizing to him, saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD, and sometimes I can get really frustrated, not like mean words to him, I guess my vibe is like, I'm like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I just really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning. Well, I used to work at an organic juice bar, but I just quit my job. I was a nutritionist. That was my job. And I just quit my job because I travel across the country. And I'm trying to start a blog. I have a blog. So I've been building my website. So I've been really stressed. And he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. Kind of been like I don't know. He's like, I don't know. We were fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car?
just told me
Because you're OCD?
I need to calm down. Yeah, but I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out. And this is a rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. So just go ahead and take a seat.
They put her in the back seat of a police car to rest, and she's really emotional.
Yeah, I just spoke to her. You want to do me a favor? Let's go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle, all right?
Wow, we're gonna save your life right there.
Come on over here. You're not in any trouble right now. So, tell me what's going on.
You see, this gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So, like, I locked the car and I walked away from her. What happened this morning is that she was trying to start up like her own website blog and everything. So, I even time we really had a nice morning with everything, but she just kind of worked it up and she was trying to get going and get her day going and going. Like Archie's point or something like that.
You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had stuff under her hair, and that's why I was pushing her away. Because she wanted to, I like the keys, so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather.
Scratches on his face.
Let's just calm down for a minute. And then she had her phone and trying to get the keys. So that way, I was just trying to, I know I should have pushed, but I was trying to push away. She go, let's just take a minute, step back and breathe. And you see, she got me.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from the wire.
That's from the wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grip on the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't let her get pulled over. And she did.
What about the speed? Did she take over the wheel? Did you take over the pedal on
If
you?
I was going fast, I'm sorry. No, it's probably just a moment of, I'm still shaking out. You've generally seen the lights flashing up and then her gripping the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, you took quite a bit to catch up to you. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up. So we're just getting a little for the hike. And we're just, I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because it's playing still to go for a hike, but it's good.
do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the pills for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry.
You don't have anything in that pocket or anything like that, do you? Okay, yep, just the wallet. All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check the waistband?
I got to turn around a little bit.
Okay. make sure. That's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor, take a seat, all right? Oh, do you have your ID on you? In the car, do it. Yeah, no, just do this. Just go up, take a seat. You can come here.
No, he knows ID on. And so they blocked the date of birth. Oh, that's fine. So they got him on the curb. They got her in the back seat of the cop car, and before disappearance.
First name Brian, layman spelling, last name Enquiry, Lima Alpha Uniform, November Delta Romeo India.
So now they're running his name through the computer, and they're talking to her. She's in shorts and a kind of a tank top.
Bravo Romeo.
Looks like you know, got in a small altercation with her. She's probably afraid to turn him in. Wow, this is amazing. Here you go. Slap him. I guess they had been drinking.
Did you already tell him all this? I didn't get that far into it. She was hyperventilating. She's saying that they don't drink, but the point when you lit them up.
You don't drink or anything. I was yelling at him, and then when you did realize that, I kind of fucked it up. You're just like
She's saying what hit the curb. You said it was Gabby? I'm sorry, I don't know that. It was Gabby?
Yeah, right. He's probably done more than that. I wonder.
Trying to meditate stuff. She tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress. Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
yeah, but it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot.
And so he's still talking. They might be Mormons. Who knows? What if the Mormons come through here to all
Way of
everything?
taking my anxiety and bringing it down. But my ex-wife, I'm just sharing that little principle to help you understand. We would feed off each other's anxiety and spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I love her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. I'm not telling what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean? And we're not here to be mean to you or anything. Well, you know, there's a first time, and then it usually, we'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from. Quick question, you said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab the steering wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch the steering wheel.
But only for like a second, because I just saw the lights come on, and it was more just like doing it, like, you know.
But did you grab the steering wheel and like swerve or anything like that? I'm gonna go ahead and close this door again. Do you have enough hair back here, or do you want me to kick it up some more?
Any water?
I will see if I can find some.
Okay, don't worry. Thank you.
week or so traveling around, and the flies here are like pretty intense. So the flies definitely will get into her. And then my feet are dirty and everything. So I think that our little squabble started because you're hanging out at a coffee shop, and when I got back to the van, there was some dirty stuff in the van, and I moved her food around with a little bit so she gets a little.
Sorry about that. Do you need any water?
That's okay.
That's water.
I was going out there and get water because we ran out. But I didn't like how Thank you. But we just had a little disagreement there. Disagreement was just that she was getting all worked up and I was saying, no, it's okay. So it was just more disagreement than that. I just wanted to.
What was the disagreement about?
It was, I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty. Like I got dirty feet, I got sand on my cups and stuff like that. It was that we were at the coffee shop this summer because we were there from 9 to 3. So yeah, there's a few little things, just little relationships. I'm a good relationship with you.
I've been married for over 5 years now. So
There's a lot of little things.
and
We really we weren't physical before the point where I said, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. And I'll walk the van up and I'll go for a walk this way and you can go up that way on the block. You know, there's that room where I want to come a little hour. Yeah, one second. You can go either way, it's all shaped. So let's just go for a little walk and breathe and come back. It's great. Yeah, I'm happy with it. But then she just, I said, I'm not upset with her. She got worked up. She had a phone in her hand and her keys and everything. And she wanted, I met her keys, her rings, phone. And I was going with the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And I think yours, I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone. So she goes off that one. I'm on my own. So I was like, let's just go for a walk. And she was trying to get the keys for me. So I was just going, just wait back up. And that's what she did. I didn't get I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit. And then I got really loud and like that's probably pure attention where I was going. Back up, get away, just give me a phone.
okay, so I said you push her to create some distance on this. Okay. What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
The phone.
The phone. So you push her and she hit you.
She was. It wasn't like a push and she jumped. I mean, she was already. She was already. I don't know. She was already swinging and I was just. Yeah, a lot of angles on the nails on the fingers. Yeah, you got it.
These scratches in your neck. You got one on the left side of your face. You got one on your face here.
Got a bunch of scratches and stuff on his head.
I'm curious about something.
Again, this is the two people that went on a trip and the girl comes up instantly. He goes home, he won't speak about it, and they don't know where she's at. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Screaming. Oh, they just asked if we take any medications. And they blurted it out, so I can't tell. I can't hear. Probably does. The same way.
Whenever the lights flash on, it gets your heart rate up. But see,
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one that it gets me going.
people like to say, hey, buddy, whenever somebody walks in.
So, okay. Yeah, you know if she takes any?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. No.
Real fast, can I get your first name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, how do you spell that? And your last name? A-E-T? Oh, P. where you have it out of permit. That's what I need a 29.
Wow, that's amazing.
Golf, Alpha, Bravo, Romeo, India, Echo, Lima, Echo, last name, Chico, Papa, Echo, Tango, India, Charlie.
So now they're running hurricane through the system, which is going to come up probably nothing. So he goes back to Florida without her. She's missing. He won't say anything. So as the spirit began over some kind of phone. She has a phone, he doesn't. Wow, that's pretty bad. Daily Beast lawyer Stephen Bertino, I said many people are wondering why Miss Lottery would not make a statement or speak. Mr. the boyfriend anyway would not speak with law enforcement in the face of Mrs. Girlfriend's absence, and the experienced inmate partners are often first law enforcement focuses on their attention on the case. Like, well, that's true, but I mean, if he dumped her off or something somewhere, I mean, he should at least come forward with that to his lawyer. Hey, yeah, I dumped her off here, and I don't know where she is, or something. But he's not even saying that. So I think there's something bad happened there, possibly. Yeah, it's really strange. This is the next thing we need to be worried about. I think more than probably this news. Strange Search Band says flotilla of gun-equipped Chinese ships appear near an area. So Japanese government filed a protest with Beijing after 7 Chinese Coast Guard ships, 4 outfitted with cannons, appeared together last month in the waters around disputed southern inlets in the China Sea, Eastern Sea. The flotilla was spotted near Senkaku Islands on August 30th. The Chinese Coast Guard spokesman told Stars and Stripes by phone Thursday that it was nearly double the usual contingent of Chinese ships patrolling the area and the largest since 2016. We consider this incident extremely serious. The Coast Guard spokesman said the Japanese Coast Guard always prepared with force that exceeds them. Yeah, I just think this, I mean, if China's going to go around with these ships,
Learn about crypto and get paid as you learn with Coinbase Earn. We've
Another ad. And no, I didn't sponsor that. It just popped up on my phone. I couldn't control it. So, anyways, I think maybe from there, maybe from there we need to, do pull up with a gun in my house and patrolling my front yard with a gun and a bunch of people, and then you come into my front yard. You tell me that part of the front yard is your property now. And I'm like, huh? I don't think so. And so at that point, I say, well, no, this is my yard, and then I start patrolling my front yard with a gun. Sooner or later we're gonna shoot each other. It's gonna happen. So I just think Japan or whatever, if China starts getting into their on their property, I mean, somewhere along the lines, you're gonna have to make a decision to say, take that ship out. Take out. It's in our area. We'll do a warning fire. It doesn't start moving out. We're gonna take it out, and you sink 2 or 3, 4 of those Chinese ships, right away, and then China might come back and bomb you. Who knows? You could do something bad, but you can also take that out. And it might start as a skirmish or small war or whatever at first, and the Chinese will decide whether they want to take it on or further, or if they get worried and go, well, maybe we'll back off a little bit. I think they'd back off. But if the Chinese continue to patrol property that's not theirs, and they continue to patrol properties that is yours, and they continue to do these kinds of things, and you let them, then you're letting them, take control of those properties. And then eventually that's what they will do. And they'll take more and more and more until you say enough is enough, and I've had it, and do something. You just can't stand by and just let them do whatever they want. That's the problem. So you need to be able to turn around and say, hey, I've had enough of this, and that's what you need to do. And say, hey, I've had enough of this stuff, and I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I hope that the mic interference is still going on with something else. I'll have to check that later when I review this video. I'll see if it's still going on the video, or if it's something else. And then also the news, I think, was what was that other thing on the news? Okay,
paid out over $100 million in crypto.
Let's see here. I know that North Korea launched a missile immediately after UK announces U.S.-Australia alliance. So that didn't even hit the news. I didn't even see that. North Korea launches missile. Nobody even talked about it. It's like our enemies are getting ready to pounce on us, and we're just ignoring it. And I guess you can ignore it, but I think we should talk about it a little more than we are. Bermuda Triangle major discovery as a missing 200-foot ship with bizarre cargo found. Oh, that's a really interesting story. And from Something Express news was through that other news source that we're still on. The Bermuda Triangle is a region in the North Atlantic Ocean where ships, planes, people are alleged to have mysteriously vanished. One of the mysteries associated with the Bermuda Triangle is the Flight 19, which vanished off the coast of Florida just months after the end of World War II. Flight 19 consisted of 5 US TBM English torpedo bombers on December 5th, 1945. Yeah, God, I remember that. Set off from Fort Lauderdale and continued bombing runs at an area called Hens and Chicken Shoals. That's what we do for planes. However, as the planes turned north to return to base, the flight leader, Lieutenant Charles, encountered navigational problems and the planes flew off course. The aircraft were believed to have entered the Bermuda Triangle and the area of the ocean stretching from Florida to the Bermuda Triangle and Puerto Rico. All 14 men aboard the planes and another 13 men sent out to look for them on the rescue flights were never seen again. So they had 14 guys in these bombers and 13 other men, with that I didn't know, 13 other men that went out to look for them disappeared. Holy cow, that is crazy. Efforts to find Flight 19 were stepped up last year as a new team of experts was assembled to hunt down the missing planes. Oh, no kidding. Their search was filmed for episode 1 of a new season History Channel U.S. documentary, History Greatest Mysteries. It definitely is that. I wish they'd find them, that would be nice. Deserve to be found. Let's see. Secrets. Where am I going? I'm just reading ahead a little bit here. Florida fisherman, as he explored a potential plane wreck for the show. However, when the divers explored the site, they realized it was not a plane, but a giant shipwreck. And introduced an undiscovered ship as a sensational find in the Georgia Discovery UFO. We found a shipwreck that was about 30 feet long and 24 and a half foot beam. We noticed it was carrying a very bizarre cargo. It was white clay-like material. We took a sample of that because we figured we can identify the cargo potentially. We could identify the right. Mike can be seen holding a small sample of the cargo. Hope it's not radioactive, which later stopped a lot of tests. He said this is a sample of cargo. It looks like a sample of white clay. Yeah, it can be radioactive. Oh, that's scary. But there's no tons of it down there. Oh, but there's just tons of it down there. I'm curious what it is. It could be green. Could be something really bad. It could be just clay, we got from somewhere. And see if this matches the discovery of a finished cargo vessel that went missing in 7 years ago. Let's see. April 1950 was never seen again. 150 foot long coaster Riga ship. 12-man crew were believed to have been swallowed up by the Bermuda Triangle. Some 300 tons of indestructible DDT were aboard the cargo ship before it disappeared. Oh, yeah. when we actually analyzed the carbon, we found it was canola clay, which is used to insecticide, pesticide, as well as traces of DDT. Yeah, that's off there. We know that when the Shisera left Savannah, Georgia, headed south along the North Florida coast, they would have passed right over where we are diving, where this mystery wreck is. And all the dimensions, all the machinery match explicitly what the center was. When you put all the evidence together, cumulatively, it is overwhelming that the mystery wreck was indeed a Santa. Oh, come on, you know, all the stuff together, you gotta have like a name on the ship or something. You gotta have, I hear that a lot, you know, from this channel, they'll say, well, all the evidence together, it sounds like it is, you know. And you're like, you look at the evidence and you're like, well, I don't know, man. Yeah, I was listening to one the other day on YouTube. I don't know. All right, let's see. Now we're on YouTube. The greatest UFO cover-up is on YouTube. Oh, it's celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Huh? Under the headline. Best invention nobody uses. Tesla back. Trump come back. Done. So Sean Hannity, 9/16/21, breaking Fox News, Trump, September 16th, 2021. But he's got to run against other people too for the Republican nomination. So there could be a bunch of challengers to his. Excuse me just a minute. Oh, oh. Gosh, beginners soldering huge pendants. That's pretty interesting. I would like to watch that. Mideast China pivot. U.S. pulls missiles out of Saudi Arabia to pivot towards China. Oh, interesting. Now that's interesting. That's from RT News, which I'm not sure if I really believe RT. The Demon Core, because that's Russia's channel. The Demon Core. Ooh, I wouldn't want to touch that at all. Yeah, Demon Core versions right. Is this above video good for recommendation for you? Very good. Calling useful novel, informative, everything the other. Say other. Okay. Save some money on Google Fly. Disappearance that has baffled investigators. Interesting. Mm. Get to know your community guidelines that protect YouTube community. And then there's Journey, several ways, worlds apart, official video, 1983. Can't play the music on here because of the music ding on me. So but I'd love to play it for you, but you can probably play that yourself on there. TikTok installed how to get killed in one easy lesson. Oh wow! World War II Army Ground Forces. How to get killed in one easy lesson. Just go to any bar, probably and piss off everybody. You probably get killed over and over again. Shock. Ted Cruz sheds. Cruz blinking after dirty lie at hearing. Gets standing ovation. And Cruz, the thing is, that's not his real name anyway. And I don't know why he doesn't use his real name. He uses his fake name. I still wonder if that fake name's been registered or not. Probably not. No, nobody questions it. Taking a page out of McDonald's way, fast food chain, Better Burger King is set to launch. Something is on YouTube. Cheeseburger, hydraulic acid, PR table of videos. Only dipped in acid. Sterile. That's what he does in your stomach. It dips in acid. Exploring civil lines. And rock ballads. That's good. Source teacher. UFO full episode season premiere. Just trying to find the one I want to talk about. Sideways Dig. Why they did. Anyway, there's this one. I was trying to find it here to talk about, but I could just do it without. Anyways, this guy is going around to all these post offices, and he feels people coming in and out the door. And he says it's his constitutional right to do that. So the question is, let's say you're a person going in and out of the post office. If you walk up to him, you're going to be on camera because he turns the camera on. So if you walk up and he turns the camera on you, before you can tell him, don't film me, you're already on camera. Now, if you do something else or something when you walk up, you walk up to him, maybe you won't get on camera, but pretty much, you're on camera when he's doing it. So your rights are being attacked because you don't want to be on camera, and he thinks his rights, he has a right to film you. Well, that's what he thinks. But what happens to the rights of you not wanting to be filmed? And like me, my picture's on YouTube and everywhere, and for me, I feel it's worth money. So if somebody was filming me to put on their YouTube page or something like that, I would say, hey, wait a minute, my face is worth money, and I don't want it filmed without my permission. I don't want to be on your YouTube feed without my permission. So don't put it on there. Edit it out or whatever. And so then if you put me on there on YouTube, you would be breaking my rights to not have my picture on the video. And so there's what I feel about that. So anyway, he goes around the post office and pisses people off all the time because he said he can't video. He said he can. And so he goes around. Cops come out there, ask him for his ID, and he plays a little game with that. And then he says, well, if you're a nice cop, I'll give you my ID. I know, dude, nice cop or not, they can demand ID. There's another group too that does something similar to that. They go around to police stations and to other public works like DMV or the Department of Motor Vehicles and other places like that and film the inside and claim they can film the inside. But the thing is, aren't you infringing on the rights of others when you're filming the inside? So when you're filming the inside and nobody wants to be filmed, aren't you infringing on their rights not to be filmed, as well as your right to film? So the question is, and it doesn't matter if there's security cameras around. Perhaps I want to be on security cameras. I don't mind being on those, but I don't want you to have a videotape of me specifically. I don't want to be on your video, and that should be my right to say no to that too. I think, and so you should go around and get people's signatures. This is what I had to do before when I produced something, and I was taught this by another person, and it was a legal form, and the form said, "I agree to being filmed by Mark Wilkins," and blah 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 blah. And if Mark Wilkins makes any money on my picture, video, whatever, it's going to go to him, not me. Thank you. Have a nice day. And then they sign it, and then I keep that in my log, and then that's it. So I got permission from that person to film them. He doesn't do that. So I'm surprised he hasn't gotten sued yet by somebody saying, "Hey, I'm going to sue you for, put my picture on YouTube," and or sue YouTube for allowing his channel to be on there. I think someday that channel is going to be gone anyway because he pisses people off all the time. So that's kind of the thing I think is that one day will be gone. But it is interesting. Well, you got Bob Lazar who describes alien technology. Halstead's secret S4 base in Nevada. And I don't know, that guy is wacko. And I haven't seen, he put forth some drawings on the ship and everything, and put forth some drawings of some of the motor and all that kind of stuff. But when I looked at it, there's nothing really to it. There's nothing really there that you can go construct a ship just like it. He claims he knows how it works, but when you get into the drawings and everything, you can't just take the drawing and go build a ship like it because it doesn't explain anything. It doesn't say, "Hey, this is how you make a neutrino or what do you call it, a neutron engine. Here's how you build a neutron engine. This is, it doesn't do that. It's not scientific enough. It just has a crude drawing of what's there. There's no, okay, gotta make this kind of metal. It's made this way. It's all this metal's not down on Earth, so I can't really make it here. It's called blah blah blah. It's a periodic table here. It's none of that. None of that. So I kind of think he's wishy-washy. I think maybe he might be a mole for government to say all that stuff on purpose. Why, I have no idea. But I think he might be a mole for the government to destroy the UFO networks and the people believing in UFOs and things like that. I think he might be one of those kind of people. Sometimes I wonder, because sometimes some of the stories are so bizarre. Oh, yeah, Lazar. Oh, Lazar. Same name. You get through that and you go, I don't know, this is kind of bizarre. So what he says about some things, and those things definitely have no proof behind them. They aren't related to Area 51. So, anyways, I think it's time to sign off. I did an hour and 30 minutes. Had two people come in and view my stuff. So I guess that was two people to start with, I guess. And then like we'll do some more news and some more looking at YouTube videos and talk about them. And I guess that's it. This is Enquiry News. Mark Wilkins Show, saying good night. Maybe. Where did I get it? Oh, here it is.